Hello and welcome back. It's puzzle time with Sudoku Sleuth and continuing our countdown towards Christmas. Today with 10 lords a-leaping that you can see here in this absolutely magnificent great hall with a whole bunch of lords at the front, I guess, ready to jump around. I mean, not sure why you would go around doing that, but that seems to be the plan. They're also like on a chess floor of some sort. Maybe they're pretending to be knights and they have to sort of skip around. That's the way to jump. With a massive Christmas tree in the background. So I hope that you are starting to, that many of you are now winding down for the year, taking time off and able to spend quality time with family and friends. So, shall we take a look at today's puzzle? Let's see what we have in store for today. So, 10 lords a-leaping by willpower. And you can very clearly see one lord here jumping reasonably high, kind of in a dance move of some sort. A second lord here that's maybe skipping, with a leg behind, this leg in front. And we have the number 10 here at the bottom as well. So certainly Will is continuing to excel and show us many examples of how to actually get as much, as many references as we possibly can towards the lyrics of the song. So, rules that we have for today. Normal Sudoku rules apply, so that's the first rule, pretty standard. Place the digits 1 to 9 in every row, in every column, and in every 3x3 box without any repeats. Today it seems it's all about Dutch whispers. So all of these red lines, and there are many of them, are exclusively Dutch whisper lines. Which means that neighboring digits have to be 4 apart from one another. So for example, if this is a 2, this would have to be 6, 7, 8, or 9, as in 4 apart. If that was let's go with that is a 7 now, and that's a 6, this would have to also be 4 apart. That could be 1 or 3 or 2, because it doesn't see this 2, so 1, 2, and 3 would work here just fine. Now, the tricky thing about Dutch whisper lines, as you may have often heard me say, is that you can have 5s on them. So I can do something silly like 1, 5, 9. So it's not true that they would necessarily oscillate from low, high digits. You can actually have a middling digit that just reverses the polarity. Something to absolutely keep a lookout for as you're solving today's puzzle. We also have RENBANs. So numbers on purple lines are each a set of non-repeating consecutive numbers in any order. There's a couple of lines, one here, another one there. So for example, if this is a 2, this would have to be either 1, 3, 4 to make sure that all 4 digits in here are consecutive. The other option, I guess, would be 2, 3, 4, 5. What I can't do is have a 6 instead, because 6 is clearly not consecutive with any of the other remaining digits. Last but not least, we have KROPKI pairs. So numbers with a white dot between them have to be consecutive. So with our 2 example, if that was a 2, this cell here, which is connected to this 2 with a white dot, has to be consecutive. That could be 1 or 3. Any other digit like 4 wouldn't work. It's no longer consecutive with 2. We also have a plethora of black dots. So if that was a 2, this would have to be in a 2 to 1 ratio. So obviously I could have a 1, as in literally 2 to 1, or I could have 4. Essentially 1 will be the double of the other cell with black dots. Well, that's all the rules. No digits, of course, as is standard with willpower, I would say, and many of the puzzles we actually featured on this channel. Now, if you want to celebrate with these lords, jump around, leap around, and give this puzzle a go, link will be in the description down below as usual for you to play along. And with that said, I'm going to restart the clock and see how I get on. So I'm going to just put some digits so I can actually place one in under 10 seconds. I can even place 3 in under 10 seconds, and I'm going to explain that step in a second. So 3 KROPKI dots in a row, or 3 cells connected by black KROPKI dots, can only ever come from 1, 2, 4, and 8. There's another set that can be connected on black KROPKI dots, which is 3 and 6, but because it's only 2 cells, 2 digits, they can never fill, obviously, 3 different cells. And then the last set, which is 5, 7, and 9, which can never be, not 6, 5, Can never be on a black Kropki dot because, 5 times 2 would be 10, 7 divided by 2 would be 3.5. None of these three cells, 3 digits can actually work. Now, the other thing that I think I messed up in a previous puzzle, and that's probably why I noticed this immediately, is Dutch whispers have to be 4 apart. So 1, 2 clearly doesn't work, they're only 1 apart. 2, 4, that's only 2 apart. 3, 6, only 3 apart. 4, 8, that's the only way of doing it. So wherever I see a pair of black Kropki dots on a Dutch whisper line, can only ever be 4, 8. I think that's all of them, it's not many. That 4 is looking at that 8, which is lovely, that's 8, that's 4. I guess it could be 2, 1 or 3, 6. I'll come back to that. Is this 4, 8 solved? Not really. But I guess I want to keep thinking about black Kropki dots nevertheless. Although the rest are not necessarily on Dutch whisper lines, as in not consecutive on Dutch whisper lines, it's still probably worthwhile thinking about a bit more. How am I going to go about doing this? So generally with Dutch whisper lines, I tend not to color. But when I have digits like 8, 4, and 2, I can be reasonably confident that I'm still oscillating. Because this has to be a high digit, and this has to be a high digit, this has to be a low digit. The only things to ever watch out for would be 1, 5, and 9, where you can actually slip in a 5 and just reverse direction. So with a 4, only pairs that it can be is 8 and 9. That has to be a 9. In here, this can only be 1 or 3. 2 is not available, and 5 is too close to 8. This 2 in here has to be 6, 7, but not 8 or 9. They're not available, so that's 6 or 7. This would have to go back to 1 or 3. Can't be 4, can't be 2, which now means we've got 5, 6, 7 with a definite 5 in here. I'd say very possible that this is a 5. In fact, that is the 5 because 6 and 7 are way too close to the 9. So that is the 5. That's not the 5. That's a 6, 7 pair. These two have to be the same. Yes. So the options here could be 2 and 1. Technically, I can also do 2 and 4, but the 2 4s remove all that possibility. Then the other possibility you might think is 3 and 6, but then what would I put on this Dutch whisper cell that's seeing both of these as neighbors? Nothing can actually be 4 or more away from both 6 and 3. And same would be true for 4 and 8, although we already discussed 4 is not available. So this is a 2, 1. That's the order because of this 2. This has to be a relatively high digit, as in 6, 7, 8, or 9. Now we've pretty much placed 1, 2, and 4. This is not anything other than 3, 6. This is also 3, 6. 8 can't be next to the 6 on a Dutch whisper, so that's the 3, that's the 6, that's the 3. That's not 6. 7, 8, and 9 in here would actually allow us to get to 6 and 7, no 8 or 9. Which also means this is not 9 because that can't be 8. And then I have a 6, 7 pair. In fact, I've got a 6 just looking at this 7, which is now an 8, which is now a 7, which is now a 6. That can't be 3 next to the 6. That's a 1, that's a 3. We're just breezing through this. Hopefully this will continue. I need a 1 in this row. It can only be in here. This digit is a 5. And then I have the following 3 digits to finish this off. This is 4, 6, and 9. These are, well, I mean, I know what this digit is. That's a 9. And I need a 5 up here. 5 can't be literally next to anything except the 1 and 9. So that's the 5. Then I have a high digit, which has to be in here. That's the 7. And then the low digit, which is a 2, has to be in there. Can I do anything else just yet? Not really. Here is a piece of logic, though. So in box 5, I have this KROPKI pair, this black KROPKI pair, and I guess a half of a black KROPKI. So essentially what I have is 4, 8. Somewhere in here is a 3, 6. Somewhere in here is a 1, 2. The fact that I have 1 and 2 staring at this cell tells me the only option this can be is 3, 6. And this is therefore 1, 2. That's a low digit. It's got to be next to a high digit. That's 8. That's 4. I don't actually, it doesn't resolve the 1 and 2 for me. What it does resolve though is the 6 and 3, because that's 1 or 2. Therefore that can't be a 3. That would be too close. That's 6. That's 3. And then a whole bunch of 1, 2, 4s and 8s in here that I will think about probably later. 6 up here, that's not 6. 4 in here, this is 2 or 8. I think 2 is unlikely. So one of these is a 1. That's a certainty. And therefore, connected to a black KROPKI dot, it has to be a 2. There is 1, 2, and 4 with a definite 2 in there. And therefore, that's a definite 8. The fact that I have 1, 2, and 4 means the 2 has, and again, a run of 3, that means that the 2 has to be in the middle. That's not the 2, and then I have 1 and 4 on either side. The 2 in here means that's the 1, that's the 2, that could be 1 or 4 still. Certainly, I didn't mean to put 3, that's 1 or 4, that's correct. What can this be? I guess I still have options. It's not 3, 6, it's not 8. So I mean, technically, this is from 1, 2, and 4. That's not a 4. There has to be a 2 to connect these. It's either a 1, 2 pair or a 2, 4 pair. That's not a 2. So that's not the 2. That's the 2. And that's a 1, 4. That's a 1, 4 pair. If that's a 1, that would have to be a 2, which is not available. That's the 4, therefore. That's the 1. This is not the 3, because it's not available in the column. That's the 5. That's not a 4. No, don't know anything else just yet. That's got to be a high digit. That's not 8. Could be 6 or 7 or 9. That's still available. I need a 3, which can only be in here. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is this? This white dot is 6, 7, 8, or 9. It's too many options. If I can eliminate one of them, I will know which triplet it will be. But I don't seem to be able to eliminate anything just yet. What do we have in here? We've got a black KROPKI dot. Even better. I don't know why I didn't start there. I have a black KROPKI dot on a RENBAN. This can only be 1 and 2. That has to be the 4. Well, it had to be the 4 because I've already placed the 1 in here. That's 1 and 2. I now have a run of 5, 8, and 9, I think. 5, 8, and 9. Ironically, all of which, well, not the 8 at least, can be on this cell, because that's the 1. That's not 1, that's not 3, 6. So this is from 2, 4, 8 with a definite 4. The fact that I have a 1 and a definite 4 tells me this has to be 3, 6. And this, I'm absolutely certain, can't be 3. Because I've got, on the RENBAN, 1 and 2 already gone, and 4 already gone. So how am I going to have connected digits to the 3 in here? Because 4 is not available, 2 is not available, that's broken. So that's 6, that's 3. I think this has to be 7, 8, and 9. The other option would be 5, 6, 7, 8. But where would I put the 5? I mean, technically a 5 is doable. Technically. So no 5s, no 5. The 5 would have to go in here if I have a 5. Next to the 3, that's impossible. So this is 7, 8, 9. That's not 8. That is the 8. This is now not 2, 4, 8, or 4, 8, I should say. This is 2, 4. The fact that I had 5, 8, and 9, I don't know how I didn't see that earlier, but Sudoku blindness strikes again. That's a 7, which means that's a low digit. That is not 2, 4. This is 1, and it's not 3. It's just straight 1, which unfortunately means that still can be a 5. And now to finish off, I've got 3 and 6, I believe, in here. Yep, to complete it, and I don't have anything that resolves it at this point. That's not 8. Yeah, that's gone. That 9 tells me that's not a 6. That's a 3. That's a 6. The fact that this is a 3 tells me that's not a 5. 8 and 9 are both possible. Then I need a low digit that is not 1, not 2, not 3, and not 5. This is 4, which unfortunately still allows me to have both 8 and 9. But it does give me this 2 and this 4. Can I resolve anything in here? Doesn't seem like it. Right, I know what this digit is. That's just straightforward 5, 6, 7, 9. I need more of these. Well, 6 and 7. That's the 9. That's a 6, 7. That's not 9. This is 6, 7, 9, I guess, again, to complete the column. Do I have anything else that I do know? That's not a 4. That is the 4. Pretty sure I meant to remove the 4, not add a 5. Still don't know what this is. So I know it's not 6 and 7. And because it's not in 6 and 7, I don't think I can have a 6 in here because 5, 6 is not available. 6, 7 is not available, otherwise it would break this cell. So 6 is just a blanket not in there. And because it's not here, and it's not there because of this 6, that's a 6. That's a 9. That's not 9. This is now from 7, 8, and 9 with a definite 8. This 8 tells me where that definite 8 is. That's the 8. That's not 8. This is 7, 9. This is another 6, 7. I don't know why I didn't see that way earlier. So far more complicated examples to resolve it, but not this straightforward one. What do we have in here? 5, 9 to finish. That 5 tells me the order. That's the 9. That's the 5. Therefore, that's the 7, which gives me the 9 and the 7. This 2, which was there for a while, that's the 1, that's the 2. And now to finish in here, it's 3, 9. That 9 tells me that's the 3. That's the, sorry, that 9 tells me that's the 9. That's the 3. Better. Not 5, not 9 either. That's 8. Not 8. And the 5 9s are still not resolved. 5 in here tells me that could be basically a lot of things. Well, it's not 9. It is 1. And therefore, this has to be a high digit that is not 9, not 8, not 6, not 5. It's 7. And to finish this column, it is a known digit, 6, I think. Yep. I need a low digit that's not 1, 2, or 4. That's a 3. I need another low digit that is not 1, 2, or 4. This is a bit of a pattern, huh? 3. I need something that is high enough next to the 4, and it's not 8, it has to be the 9. That's therefore a 5, 9. I think that's all the Dutch whispers done, so it's just Sudoku at this point. 1, 2, 3, 4. What do I need in here? I need a 2. That's a 2. I need a 5. Well, let's just place this digit. That's a 6. I need 5 and 8, I believe. That 8 tells me the order. That's 8. That's 5. I know this digit. This is a 1. 1, 2, 3. I need a 4. That's the 4. And if I've not made any mistakes, that's the 5. 5. And the finish for today's puzzle. Another lovely puzzle, Mr. Willpower. Pretty straightforward. I think, you know, the more Dutch whispers we seem to be doing on the channel, the more comfortable I am playing them. So I think things that I just wouldn't have spotted a few weeks back is the fact that black KROPKI dots have to be 4, 8. Felt like I was penalized already once for that before. Other things that once you know where the 5s are, which I think we've learned with Office Plan, you can be quite aggressive around sort of the polarity of the line. What else? I think there is a few very clever placements with the black KROPKI dots from Will that, you know, if you're looking out for them, you can spot them relatively easily. But phenomenal puzzle. Hope that you guys are enjoying this series. Hope that you enjoyed this specific puzzle. And I guess see you back for the next one. Bye for now.